If you thought the last one was hard, well, the last one was hard. It was really sticky, but I'm going to show you one that's not quite as sticky. It's actually a fairly easy technique. I think you're going to enjoy it. We're going to look at how to get rid of scaffolding, because that really is a pretty prevalent thing. If you go traveling anywhere, you're going to see scaffolding. Unfortunately, every old building is being restored. And then we're going to look at construction cranes and stuff like that, how to get rid of them. We'll start with scaffolding because it's easier. Here's a picture of St. Paul's in London. And of course, you can see there's some scaffolding built up here. So one of the keys to this is finding a place that's similar without scaffolding. Now, I've been able to do this many, many times over the years. Every once in a while, you'll find a one that you just can't fix. But like a lot of times, like at the typewriter in London, they had scaffolding on one end, it was clear on the other. Anytime you see an end or a part that you can steal, we're going to steal it. If we have to flip it and rotate it, we will. But that's going to basically what we're going to do. That's how we hide scaffolding, by finding another place. I've done it in a church of Saint Sulpice in Paris. I've done it in many, many places, and no one ever knows, because you take it from someplace else, flip it, and make it your own. So take a look at St. Paul's here, and you can see there's this little piece of scaffolding, but right next door, there's none. So you know what we're going to do. We're going to steal this piece right here, make a selection inside of there, and you're going to have to basically select this door area too. Oops, hold the shift key. I was holding the option key. That kind of just erases it. That's not, there we go. All right, I held the shift key and made my selection. All right, we're going to modify it by 10 pixels. Press Command J to put it up on its own layer. So let me show you what we've got. Just that. You're going to take that and move it over here. Kind of like that. Now, if you look closely, you'll see there's a side wall there. So look. And also, we're not over far enough. There we go. We should be like right there against that column. Right? Now, also, this one over here should have a little perspective to it, right? So this side would be up a little bit. That side would be down a little bit if I'm doing this right. And I never know if I am. Just a tiny bit. Then I'm going to erase. Let's add a layer mask. I'm going to erase this little bit of the edge right over here. So you can see that sidewall. Whoops, now if you see that line, I've gone too far, because I don't want to see scaffolding. I just want to show a little more of that edge over here. There we go. Let's see how far we can go. I'm going to paint a little and let go, so if I have to hit undo, I'm okay. There we go, that looks a lot better. And then that little bit right here. Okay. We got a decent amount of that back in there. Looks like I got a pole in there, which is not good. So that little pole's got to come out. I'm going to switch my foreground color to black, or excuse me, to white, and paint that away. So at least we have this now kind of in there. And I think I might have overcorrected on that. There we go. And let's see if this is okay. This needs to come over just a tad, I think. All right. We'll back off, and nobody would know. Nobody would be the wiser. So that's what we do. That's the basic strategy. Now, you ready for something really hard? Here we go. Ready? Look at this. So this is the very famous La Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, Spain, which I believe has been under construction for 80 solid years, something like that. It's been unbelievable. And there will always be cranes there. None of us will still be alive. They'll still have cranes on. I can't explain it. It's a project that will never get done. But we got to get rid of these cranes because it kills the shot. So here's what we're going to do. First off, we're going to use the technique that we did earlier. We're mostly going to use the technique we did earlier, but I do want to introduce you to one little thing. Make a break up here. Option click in the sky, make a break in the crane. Option click down here, make a break in the crane. Whoops, let's get that. There we go. Once you made a break on both ends, and by the way, that break up there looks terrible. Let's go and get a spot that's near. Same tone and everything, like maybe right, I actually go right here. And let's put a break in there. There we go, little break. Then down here, a little break. Once you've done that, now you can use either content aware fill, or if it's something big, the patch tool. Let's select this part of the crane. There's a nice break in there. Move it to someplace else. Let go. The crane's gone. Now you can get rid of this up here. Now, here's the trick. If I drag this away, sometimes it'll smear. If it smears, drag it straight to the left or to the right, and it will be gone. All right, now, how do you get rid of this one? Well, let's see. Let's zoom way in. Don't delete it like I just did. Let's zoom way in. Get the clone stamp tool. Don't let how much stuff is here dissuade you or throw you off. You're just going to remove one thing at a time. Doesn't matter how many cranes there are, you can do it. Break it down there. Get a very small brush and break it right here. Now, you can either get a very small brush or switch to a hard-edged brush, because that's not soft on the side of the building. So you would go up here, choose a soft edge instead, and just, I'm zoomed in 200%, so it's a little pixelated. Let's get a smaller brush and go right there so it doesn't smear on the side of the building. There we go. Nice hard edge brush. Go get your patch tool, select the break, be careful not to touch anything, drag it, and let it go. So that's going to be what you're going to do for this entire thing. Up here, this is where it's going to get a little sticky. So you can just go in here and clone if you want with a hard edge brush. Let's go out here a little further and do that, and just clone all the way up. Or what you can do is this: start by protecting the church. So start by very slowly just tracing the outside edge of the church. Now, I'm not using a Wacom pen or anything. I'm actually just moving my finger slowly along the on my trackpad, and I'm going to move forward, holding the space bar to move me up. What a weird shaped tower, right? And let's go all the way up here, around the little white circles. Move up a little more. You're thinking, man, this is a pain. Yeah, it is. And then basically come back around. And let's move down to where we started. So what that did is it put a fence that protected that part of the church. We don't have to worry about accidentally erasing that tower. We can go choose the clone stamp tool. We can choose a nice soft brush. We can click over here and just paint that away. And we don't have to worry about accidentally erasing the tower, because we have a selection in place. You can only paint inside the selection. And that's how you do it. And yes, it's going to take some time. You're going to have to paint around that circle. You're going to have to do all that stuff. You're going to have to do the same thing over here. You can either clone this away a little bit by bit. Smaller brush. If you use a larger brush, it's just saying I'm in a rush and I'm going to have to do things twice. So you're going to get it close to the building, and then you're going to make a selection to make sure that you don't accidentally erase something you shouldn't. And that's what you're going to do for all of this stuff. It's going to be slow and tedious, but you'll get it done. Now, over here, this is where it pays to go in right here. Trace the little circles. Come around here. Like that. Now you can't accidentally erase anything. Click outside of here and paint right up to it. Now, you have a break in that right there. Well, you don't even need it. It's so small, probably just clone that away. Or, grab the patch tool. Whee! If you miss a spot, hold the shift key. And it's gone. And you can see what we're going to have to do down here. But you get the idea. Look what we just did. Now, we didn't spend a lot of time on this, but watch the difference. Look how much we got rid of so quickly. Another 5-10 minutes and we're done, and they're all done. And then, of course, you would probably recrop the image. Since you don't have that big crane in there, you can recrop the image to something more reasonable. All right, so that looked nasty, right? Looked like it was really going to be a problem. It's tedious. It's no fun. Now, if you have a Wacom tablet and you can draw with the pen, go making those little selections around those circles and stuff, tremendously easier than on my trackpad. So if you do have a Wacom tablet, when it comes to making